19 black actors who lost a child in tragic accidents. What if I told you that some of the greatest black legends in music, sports, and entertainment have faced a heartbreak so devastating that no amount of fame, fortune, or success could ever heal it? Behind the sold-out concerts, championship victories, and unforgettable performances are parents who endured the unimaginable pain of losing a child. Today, we're sharing the verified stories behind these heartbreaking losses, stories of grief, resilience, and unconditional love that rarely make the headlines. Some will leave you speechless, and one may completely change the way you see a legendary icon. Before we begin, subscribe to Golden Black Legends and let us know in the comments which story touched your heart the most and why. Bill Cosby. For decades, Bill Cosby was celebrated as one of the most influential figures in American television. Through groundbreaking shows such as The Cosby Show, he helped redefine how black families were portrayed on screen, earning numerous Emmy Awards and becoming a cultural icon. Yet beyond the fame and success, Cosby experienced a tragedy that no parent should ever endure: the violent loss of his only son, Ennis Cosby. On the night of January 16, 1997, Ennis Cosby, a 27-year-old doctoral student at Columbia University, was driving along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles when he pulled over to change a flat tire. While standing beside the road, he was confronted by an armed robber. Although Ennis reportedly cooperated fully, he was shot once in the head during the attempted robbery. He died at the scene before emergency responders could save him. The shocking murder dominated national headlines and deeply saddened millions who had watched Bill Cosby build a public image centered on fatherhood and family values. Authorities launched an intensive investigation, eventually arresting Mikhail Markasev, who was convicted of first-degree murder and attempted robbery. The case was thoroughly prosecuted, leaving little doubt about what happened that tragic evening. While justice was served through the courts, nothing could replace the life of a promising young man whose future ended in a senseless act of violence. Friends described Ennis as intelligent, compassionate, and dedicated to helping children with learning disabilities. His death devastated the Cosby family, and Bill Cosby rarely spoke publicly about the loss, choosing instead to grieve privately. Regardless of the controversies that later surrounded Bill Cosby himself, the murder of Ennis remains an undeniable human tragedy. It reminds us that fame offers no protection from heartbreak. Behind every headline was a father mourning the loss of his beloved son, a wound that time could never fully heal, and one that forever changed the course of his family's life. Mike Tyson. The world has always known Mike Tyson as one of the most intimidating heavyweight champions in boxing history. His explosive power, unmatched intensity, and rise to becoming the youngest heavyweight champion at just 20 years old made him a global sports icon. Yet no opponent inside the ring ever inflicted the pain Tyson experienced on May 26, 2009, when he lost his 4-year-old daughter, Exodus Tyson, in a heartbreaking household accident. That morning, Exodus was playing near a treadmill inside the family's home in Phoenix, Arizona. According to police investigators, the child accidentally became entangled in a looped exercise cord hanging from the machine. Her 7-year-old brother discovered her and immediately alerted their mother, who called emergency services. Despite desperate CPR efforts and rapid transportation to the hospital, Exodus suffered catastrophic injuries caused by accidental strangulation. She died the following day at just 4 years old. Authorities carefully investigated the incident and concluded that it was a tragic accident with no evidence of criminal wrongdoing or negligence. The heartbreaking case shocked the public because it involved an ordinary piece of household exercise equipment becoming the source of an unimaginable loss. Tyson later admitted that losing Exodus completely changed his perspective on life. In interviews and his memoir, he described overwhelming grief, guilt, and emotional devastation, acknowledging that no championship, fortune, or public success could ease the pain of losing a child. Friends close to Tyson recalled that the tragedy became one of the defining moments of his personal transformation, encouraging him to focus more deeply on family faith and emotional healing. Although Mike Tyson's life has been filled with victories, controversies, and remarkable comebacks, the death of Exodus remains the most painful chapter of his story. It serves as a heartbreaking reminder that behind the image of one of boxing's toughest champions stood a grieving father facing a loss that no amount of strength could overcome. Her memory continues to shape Tyson's life, reminding the world that even the strongest people carry wounds that never truly disappear. Bobby Brown. For decades, Bobby Brown has been recognized as one of the most influential voices in R&B, rising to fame with New Edition before launching a hugely successful solo career. Brown became a defining artist of the late 1980s through chart-topping hits such as My Prerogative, Every Little Step, and Don't Be Cruel. His electrifying stage presence and unmistakable style inspired a generation of performers. Yet behind the music and fame, Bobby Brown has endured a series of heartbreaking family tragedies unlike almost any other entertainer. On November 18, 2020, Brown suffered another devastating loss when his son, Bobby Brown Jr., was found unresponsive in his Los Angeles home at just 28 years old. Following an extensive investigation, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner ruled that Bobby Jr. died from the combined toxic effects of alcohol, cocaine, and fentanyl. His death shocked family members, friends, and fans, especially because it came only 5 years after the loss of Brown's daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, whose own passing had already devastated the family. Brown has spoken openly about the unimaginable pain of burying 2 children within such a short period. In interviews, he admitted that no amount of fame, money, or success could prepare a parent for such overwhelming grief. Determined to honor their memories, he became involved in raising awareness about addiction, mental health, and substance abuse, hoping other families might avoid similar heartbreak. Unlike many exaggerated stories online, the circumstances surrounding Bobby Brown Jr.'s death are well documented through official medical reports, leaving no credible evidence of foul play. The tragedy instead serves as a painful reminder of the ongoing opioid crisis affecting families across America. Today, Bobby Brown continues performing while carrying emotional scars that never completely heal. His story is no longer defined solely by music, but also by extraordinary resilience. Behind the legendary performer stands a father whose greatest battles were fought far away from the stage, proving that the deepest wounds are often the ones invisible to the world. Dr. Dre. Known worldwide as one of hip-hop's greatest producers, Dr. Dre transformed modern music through groundbreaking work with NWA, The Chronic, Death Row Records, Aftermath Entertainment, and by launching the careers of artists such as Eminem, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Kendrick Lamar. His influence helped shape an entire generation of music. Yet behind the extraordinary success stood a father who experienced an unimaginable personal tragedy. On August 23, 2008, Dr. Dre's son, Andre Young Jr., was found unresponsive in his Woodland Hills apartment. He was only 20 years old, according to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. Andre died from an accidental overdose caused by the combined effects of heroin and morphine. The official investigation found no evidence of criminal activity, confirming the heartbreaking reality that addiction had claimed another young life. Although Dr. Dre has always been known as a private individual, those close to him described the loss as one of the most painful moments of his life. Public appearances became increasingly rare following the tragedy, and Dre largely chose to grieve away from media attention. Friends noted that while he continued producing music, the emotional impact of losing his son remained profound. Andre's death also highlighted the growing dangers of opioid addiction, reminding families that substance abuse can affect anyone, regardless of wealth, fame, or social status. The tragedy became a sobering example of how quickly addiction can destroy a promising future. Today, Dr. Dre remains one of the most successful figures in entertainment, but his achievements can never erase the pain of losing a child. His story demonstrates that behind enormous professional accomplishments lies a deeply personal grief few people can truly understand. While his music changed the world, the loss of Andre Young Jr. forever changed the man behind that music, leaving a lasting reminder that family is ultimately more valuable than fame or fortune. Master P, entrepreneur, rapper, producer, and founder of No Limit Records. Master P built one of the most successful independent music empires in hip-hop history. Through determination and business vision, he transformed himself from a neighborhood entrepreneur into one of the wealthiest and most respected figures in entertainment. Yet despite decades of professional success, nothing could prepare him for the heartbreaking loss of his beloved daughter Titiana Miller. On May 29, 2022, Titiana Miller passed away at the age of 29. Her death was confirmed by both Master P and members of the Miller family through public statements on social media. Although official medical records were not widely released, the family later acknowledged that Titiana had struggled with substance abuse and addiction battles she had spoken about publicly during her lifetime. Master P explained that addiction is a disease affecting families from every background, urging compassion rather than judgment. Following her death, Master P openly shared his grief while encouraging parents to communicate with their children about mental health and addiction. Instead of hiding from the tragedy, he used his platform to emphasize prevention, recovery, and the importance of supporting loved ones before it is too late. His honesty resonated with thousands of families facing similar struggles. Unlike sensational online rumors, Master P has consistently focused on honoring Titiana's memory rather than assigning blame or promoting speculation. His public messages have centered on faith, forgiveness, and healing during unimaginable sorrow. Although Master P remains a respected businessman and entertainer, he has admitted that losing Titiana changed him forever. The experience reminded him that no financial success or career accomplishment can protect a family from profound heartbreak. Today, his greatest mission extends beyond music. By speaking openly about addiction and loss, Master P continues helping others understand that every statistic represents a real family, a real child, and a grief that never completely disappears. O.J. Simpson. Long before his later legal controversies dominated headlines, O.J. Simpson was celebrated as one of the greatest football players in NFL history. A Heisman Trophy winner, Pro Football Hall of Famer, actor, and sports broadcaster, Simpson enjoyed enormous fame throughout the 1970s. Yet years before the events that would later define his public image, he experienced a devastating personal tragedy that remained one of the deepest wounds of his life. On August 26, 1979, Simpson's 2-year-old daughter, Aaron Simpson, accidentally drowned in the family's swimming pool at their Los Angeles home. According to contemporary reports, Aaron was discovered unconscious after falling into the pool. She was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support, but despite every medical effort, she died several days later from complications related to the drowning. She was only 2 years old. The heartbreaking accident devastated both O.J. Simpson and his first wife, Marguerite Whitley. Family members rarely discussed the tragedy publicly, choosing instead to mourn in private. Friends who knew Simpson during that period recalled how profoundly the loss affected him, describing it as a grief that remained with him for the rest of his life. Unlike many stories exaggerated over time, Aaron's death was thoroughly documented as a tragic accidental drowning, and there has never been credible evidence suggesting foul play. It remains one of the saddest chapters in Simpson's family history, independent of the controversies that later surrounded his life. Although public opinion about O.J. Simpson changed dramatically over the decades, the loss of a young child stands apart from those later events. It serves as a reminder that unimaginable heartbreak can touch any family regardless of fame or public image. For many parents, few experiences are more devastating than outliving a child. The story of Aaron Simpson continues to remind us that behind the headlines was a father mourning a little girl whose life ended far too soon, leaving behind memories that could never be replaced. Vereen, award-winning actor, singer, and Broadway legend. Vereen has spent decades inspiring audiences with extraordinary performances on stage and screen, rising to prominence through the musical Pippin, which earned him the Tony Award for Best Actor in a musical. Vereen later became known for memorable roles in Roots, Zubaili Zoo, and countless television appearances. His remarkable talent and resilience have made him one of the most respected entertainers of his generation. Yet behind his celebrated career lies a heartbreaking family tragedy that forever changed his life. In 1987, Vereen's daughter, Naja Vereen, was killed in a tragic automobile accident while she was still a teenager. She was only 16 years old. The sudden loss devastated the entire family, leaving Vereen to face the unimaginable grief of losing a child. Friends recalled that the tragedy deeply affected him both personally and professionally, forcing him to re-evaluate what truly mattered beyond fame and success. Rather than allowing grief to define his future, Vereen gradually returned to performing while carrying his daughter's memory with him. In interviews over the years, he has spoken about the importance of faith, forgiveness, and finding purpose after overwhelming loss. His willingness to share his emotional journey has encouraged many parents experiencing similar heartbreak to seek healing instead of surrendering to despair. Unlike sensational stories that often circulate online, the circumstances surrounding Naja's death have been consistently reported as a tragic traffic accident. There is no credible evidence suggesting anything other than the heartbreaking reality of a family coping with sudden loss. Today, Vereen's legacy extends far beyond his artistic achievements. His life reflects resilience, compassion, and the strength required to continue inspiring others despite profound personal sorrow. Behind every standing ovation stands a father who never forgot his daughter, proving that while grief may never completely disappear, hope and purpose can still emerge from life's darkest moments. Tameka Foster. Although widely recognized as a successful stylist and fashion entrepreneur, Tameka Foster became known around the world after one of the most heartbreaking tragedies any parent could experience. Her son Kyle Glover, whom she shared with television executive Ryan Glover, was just 11 years old when a summer outing turned into an unimaginable nightmare. On July 6, 2012, Kyle was riding on an inflatable inner tube at Lake Lanier, Georgia, when he was struck by a personal watercraft operated by another individual. The impact caused catastrophic head injuries and Kyle was airlifted to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Doctors fought tirelessly to save him, but after nearly 2 weeks on life support, his family made the heartbreaking decision to remove medical support. Kyle passed away on July 21, 2012, surrounded by those who loved him. The accident was thoroughly investigated by Georgia authorities. The operator of the watercraft was later convicted on charges related to the fatal collision. The legal proceedings brought accountability, but they could never erase the devastating loss suffered by Tameka Foster and her family. In the years that followed, Foster spoke openly about the emotional pain of losing her son. She described grief as a lifelong journey rather than something that simply disappears with time. Through interviews and charitable work, she has encouraged parents coping with loss to seek support, embrace healing, and honor the memories of their children. Tameka's story is not defined by celebrity relationships or public attention, but by remarkable resilience in the face of unimaginable heartbreak. Her determination to keep Kyle's memory alive continues inspiring families facing similar tragedies. Today, she remains an advocate for emotional healing while reminding others that every day with loved ones is precious. Her journey stands as a powerful testament to a mother's enduring love, one that continues long after loss changes everything. Levert. As the legendary lead singer of the OJs, Eddie Levert helped create some of soul music's most enduring classics, including Love Train, Backstabbers, For the Love of Money and Used to Be My Girl. His unmistakable voice made him one of the defining figures of classic R&B, inspiring generations of singers around the world. Yet behind decades of musical success, Levert endured a series of devastating personal losses that no parent should ever experience. The first heartbreak came on November 10, 2006, when his eldest son, Gerald Levert, a celebrated R&B star in his own right, died unexpectedly at the age of 40. An official investigation later determined that Gerald's death resulted from an accidental overdose involving prescription medications. The shocking loss devastated Eddie, who had often shared the stage with his son and watched him build an impressive musical career. Only 2 years later, tragedy struck again. On March 30, 2008, Eddie's younger son, Sean Levert, died while serving a jail sentence in Ohio. Sean was 39 years old. Medical reports concluded that he suffered complications related to existing health conditions after receiving medication while in custody. His death led to legal action and renewed public discussion about inmate healthcare. Facing the unimaginable loss of 2 sons within such a short period, Eddie Levert has often spoken about relying on faith and music to survive overwhelming grief. Rather than withdrawing from public life, he continued performing while honoring the memories of Gerald and Sean through concerts and heartfelt tributes. Unlike many celebrity stories surrounded by rumor, both tragedies were thoroughly investigated and the official findings remain well documented. Eddie's journey is ultimately one of extraordinary resilience. Today, he continues performing with the OJs, while carrying the memory of both sons in every performance. His story reminds us that even those who bring joy to millions can quietly endure unimaginable heartbreak, proving that a father's love never fades even after devastating loss. Julius Erving. Basketball fans know Julius Dr. J. Erving as one of the greatest players ever to grace the court. His spectacular athleticism, graceful style, and championship success transformed professional basketball, making him an icon long before the modern NBA era. Yet away from packed arenas and championship celebrations, Erving experienced a heartbreaking loss that forever changed his family. On May 28, 2000, Erving's youngest son, Corey Erving, disappeared near the family home in Seminole County, Florida. After an extensive search involving law enforcement officers, helicopters, and volunteers, Corey's vehicle was discovered submerged in a nearby retention pond. Authorities later confirmed that the 19-year-old had accidentally driven into the water during the early morning hours. Investigators found no evidence of foul play, concluding that the tragedy resulted from an unfortunate accident. The sudden loss deeply affected Julius Erving, who later described it as the most painful experience of his life, although celebrated worldwide for his accomplishments on the basketball court. He admitted that nothing could prepare a parent for the grief of losing a child. Friends and colleagues noted that Erving faced the tragedy with quiet dignity, relying on family faith and community support while continuing to fulfill his professional responsibilities. Over time, Erving became more willing to discuss the importance of appreciating every moment with loved ones. His reflections have encouraged countless parents to cherish family relationships, reminding audiences that life's greatest victories often occur far away from public recognition. Unlike many celebrity stories clouded by speculation, Corey Erving's death was thoroughly investigated and the official conclusion has remained unchanged. It stands as a heartbreaking reminder that tragic accidents can affect any family regardless of fame or success. Today, Julius Erving's legacy includes not only his remarkable basketball achievements but also the resilience he demonstrated after profound personal loss. His journey reflects courage, compassion, and the enduring love of a father whose greatest challenge came not on the court but within his own heart. George Foreman. To millions of sports fans, George Foreman will always be remembered as one of the greatest heavyweight champions in boxing history. From winning Olympic gold in 1968 to reclaiming the heavyweight championship at the age of 45, Foreman achieved one of the most remarkable careers the sport has ever witnessed. Outside the ring, he became a successful entrepreneur, minister, and devoted father to a large family. Yet despite a lifetime of extraordinary accomplishments, one heartbreaking tragedy forever changed him. On March 9, 2019, George Foreman's daughter, Frida Foreman, was found dead at her home in Houston, Texas. She was 42 years old. Frida had briefly followed her father's path into professional boxing before choosing a quieter life devoted to family and community work. According to the Harris County Medical Examiner, her death was ruled a suicide by hanging. The official investigation found no evidence of foul play, confirming the heartbreaking reality that her family had to face. George Foreman publicly expressed his grief with remarkable honesty, describing Frida as a loving daughter whose kindness touched everyone around her. Rather than focusing on public attention, the family requested privacy as they mourned an unimaginable loss. The tragedy also renewed conversations about mental health, reminding many that emotional struggles can remain hidden even within successful and loving families. Throughout the difficult years that followed, Foreman continued speaking about faith, forgiveness, and the importance of supporting loved ones through life's challenges. His resilience became another defining chapter in a life already marked by extraordinary perseverance. Today, George Foreman's legacy reaches far beyond boxing championships or business success. His story reflects both incredible triumph and profound heartbreak. The loss of Frida serves as a powerful reminder that no amount of fame, wealth, or achievement can shield a family from tragedy. Even one of history's strongest champions ultimately faced the battle. No parent is ever prepared to fight the heartbreaking loss of a beloved child. Afeni Shakur. Before the world knew Tupac Shakur as one of hip-hop's greatest legends, Afeni Shakur was already recognized as a courageous activist and member of the Black Panther Party. She raised her son under difficult circumstances, teaching him resilience, social awareness, and pride in his identity. Those values would later shape Tupac's music and transform him into one of the most influential artists in history. Yet despite helping her son achieve worldwide success, Afeni eventually experienced the unimaginable heartbreak of losing him far too soon. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot multiple times during a drive-by attack in Las Vegas after attending a boxing match. He remained hospitalized for 6 days before passing away on September 13 at just 25 years old. The murder shocked the music industry and remains officially unsolved. For Afeni, however, the headlines could never capture the personal devastation of losing her only son. Rather than allowing grief to consume her, Afeni dedicated much of the rest of her life to protecting Tupac's artistic legacy. She founded the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation, supporting arts education for young people while preserving his music writings and humanitarian vision. Through documentaries, interviews, and charitable work, she ensured that her son's message continued, inspiring future generations, rather than being defined solely by the violence that ended his life. Afeni often described Tupac not simply as a rap icon, but as a compassionate son whose dreams extended far beyond fame. Her strength during years of public attention earned widespread admiration from fans around the world. Today, Afeni Shakur is remembered not only as the mother of a legendary artist, but also as a woman whose courage transformed personal tragedy into lasting purpose. Her unwavering commitment to preserving Tupac's legacy ensured that his influence continues living through music, education, and social activism, making her story one of resilience, devotion, and unconditional maternal love. Deborah Lee. For many years, Deborah Lee stood among the most influential executives in American media. As the longtime CEO of BET Black Entertainment Television, she helped expand the network into one of the most important platforms celebrating black culture, music, film, and television. Under her leadership, BET launched successful original programming, strengthened its news coverage, and elevated countless black artists and entertainers. Yet behind her remarkable professional achievements, Lee experienced a deeply personal tragedy that changed her life forever. On August 16, 2020, her son, Quinn Coleman, died unexpectedly at the age of 31. Coleman was a respected music executive and DJ who had worked with prominent artists and built a promising career in the entertainment industry. His sudden passing shocked friends and colleagues across the music world. Following an official medical examination, authorities determined that Quinn died from cardiomyopathy, a disease affecting the heart muscle. The diagnosis confirmed that his death resulted from natural medical causes rather than an accident or criminal act. Despite widespread speculation that briefly appeared online, no credible evidence has ever challenged the official findings. Deborah Lee later spoke about the overwhelming grief of losing her son, describing the experience as the most painful chapter of her life. She has emphasized the importance of family faith and emotional support, while encouraging greater awareness of heart disease and the need for regular medical care. Although she spent decades shaping the careers of countless entertainers, Lee has often said that no professional accomplishment could compare to the love she had for her children. Her journey reminds us that behind even the most accomplished public figures are families who experience the same profound heartbreak as anyone else. Today, Deborah Lee continues contributing to the entertainment industry while honoring Quinn's memory through quiet strength and resilience. Her story is a powerful reminder that life's greatest achievements can never replace the irreplaceable bond between a parent and child. Rev Run, Joseph Simmons, as a founding member of the legendary hip-hop group Run DMC. Joseph "Rev Run" Simmons helped change the course of music history. His groundbreaking career brought global recognition, while later television series, such as Run's House, introduced audiences to his close-knit family and strong Christian faith. Yet long before millions watched his family on television, Simmons and his wife Justine endured one of the most heartbreaking experiences any parents can face. In September 2006, the couple welcomed their daughter Victoria Ann Simmons. During pregnancy, doctors discovered that Victoria had a rare birth condition called omphaloceal, in which some abdominal organs develop outside the body. Despite every effort by medical professionals, Victoria died shortly after birth. She lived only a brief time, leaving her parents devastated. Rev Run has spoken openly about that painful chapter, explaining that faith became the foundation that helped his family survive overwhelming grief. Rather than hiding their loss, he and Justine later shared their story publicly to encourage other families facing infant loss and complicated pregnancies. Their honesty resonated with countless parents who had experienced similar heartbreak but often felt alone in their grief. Following Victoria's passing, the Simmons family eventually adopted their youngest daughter Miley, Justine Simmons embracing hope while never forgetting the child they lost. Rev Run has repeatedly emphasized that adoption did not replace Victoria, but instead reflected the family's decision to continue growing through love despite unimaginable sorrow. Unlike many celebrity tragedies surrounded by speculation, Victoria's passing has been consistently documented by her family and medical professionals. Her story remains one of profound sadness, but also one of faith, healing, and resilience. Today, Rev Run continues inspiring audiences through music ministry and motivational speaking. His willingness to discuss the loss of Victoria has helped countless families find comfort during their own darkest moments, proving that even after life's greatest heartbreak, hope can still emerge through love, compassion, and unwavering faith. Prince. Few artists in modern music history have matched the creativity, versatility, and influence of Prince. A gifted singer-songwriter, producer, and multi-instrumentalist, he sold more than 150 million records worldwide and created timeless classics such as Purple Rain, When Doves Cry Kiss, 1999, and Little Red Corvette. While his extraordinary career inspired millions, Prince also endured one of the most heartbreaking experiences imaginable, the loss of his only child. In October 1996, Prince and his then-wife, Maid Garcia, welcomed their son, Amir Nelson. During pregnancy, doctors discovered that the baby had Pfeiffer syndrome type 2, a rare and severe genetic disorder that causes abnormal skull development and serious complications affecting multiple organs. Despite the efforts of medical specialists, Amir survived only 6 days after birth before passing away. For years, Prince rarely discussed the tragedy publicly, choosing to grieve in private. Maid Garcia later described the devastating emotional impact in her memoir, explaining how the loss permanently changed both their lives and their marriage. Friends close to Prince recalled that although he rarely spoke about his son, the heartbreak remained with him throughout his life. Rather than seeking sympathy, he poured his emotions into music, faith, and relentless creativity. Unlike many celebrity stories distorted by rumor, the circumstances surrounding Amir's death have been consistently documented through family accounts and medical information. There has never been credible evidence suggesting anything other than the heartbreaking consequences of a rare congenital condition. Prince continued producing groundbreaking music for the next 2 decades, yet those closest to him believed the loss of his son remained one of the deepest emotional wounds he ever carried. His remarkable ability to continue creating despite profound grief demonstrated extraordinary resilience. Today, Prince is remembered not only as one of music's greatest innovators, but also as a father who quietly carried an unimaginable loss. His story reminds us that behind legendary success often lies deeply personal pain that the public rarely sees. Nick Cannon. Television host, comedian, actor, producer, and entrepreneur Nick Cannon has built one of the most diverse careers in modern entertainment. From hosting America's Got Talent, The Masked Singer, and Wild 'N Out to acting, producing, and radio broadcasting, Cannon has spent decades entertaining millions, yet no professional achievement could compare to the heartbreaking loss of his youngest son, Zen Cannon, a tragedy that forever changed his life. In 2021, Cannon and model Alyssa Scott welcomed Zen into the world. During the baby's first months, doctors discovered that he was suffering from hydrocephalus, a condition caused by fluid buildup in the brain. Further testing revealed an aggressive form of brain cancer. Despite surgery and intensive medical treatment, Zen's condition continued to worsen as the disease progressed rapidly. On December 5, 2021, Zen passed away at just 5 months old. Cannon later shared the devastating news publicly, describing the final moments he spent holding his son before saying goodbye. His emotional account touched millions around the world, bringing greater public awareness to pediatric brain cancer and the unimaginable pain experienced by families facing similar diagnoses. Rather than retreating from public life, Cannon chose to honor Zen by supporting charitable initiatives focused on childhood cancer research and grieving families. He has repeatedly emphasized the importance of cherishing every moment with loved ones, explaining that becoming a father had transformed his understanding of life's true priorities. Unlike many celebrity tragedies surrounded by speculation, Zen's illness and passing were openly documented by Cannon and his family. The medical diagnosis and circumstances surrounding his death have never been disputed. Today, Nick Cannon continues balancing his demanding career while carrying the memory of his son in everything he does. His story reminds audiences that behind television cameras and celebrity success is a father whose greatest lesson came through unimaginable loss, inspiring others to treasure every precious moment with those they love. Bobby Womack. The extraordinary career of Bobby Womack spanned more than 5 decades, producing timeless classics such as Across 110th Street, If You Think You're Lonely Now, Woman's Gotta Have It, and That's the Way I Feel About Cha. As a singer, songwriter, and guitarist, Womack influenced generations of soul, R&B, and rock musicians. Yet behind his remarkable musical achievements was a lifetime marked by devastating personal tragedy, including the heartbreaking loss of two sons. In 1986, Bobby's young son Truth Womack died at only 4 months old. Although the infant's death received little public attention, at the time it deeply affected Womack and his family. Years later, another unimaginable tragedy struck when his adult son, Vincent Womack, died by suicide in 2000 at the age of 33. Losing two children under such different circumstances left emotional scars that remained with Bobby throughout the rest of his life. Womack later admitted that these losses contributed to periods of depression, substance abuse, and emotional isolation. Even while continuing to perform and record acclaimed music, he openly acknowledged that some wounds never completely healed. Friends described him as a father who carried tremendous guilt and sadness despite his public success. Unlike sensational stories often spread online, both family tragedies have been documented through interviews and biographies discussing Womack's difficult personal life. They stand as painful reminders that fame cannot protect anyone from profound grief. Despite overwhelming hardship, Bobby Womack continued creating deeply emotional music that reflected both joy and suffering. Many listeners believe the honesty within his later recordings came directly from the personal losses he endured. Today, Bobby Womack's legacy extends beyond his extraordinary contributions to soul music. His life tells a powerful story of resilience, reminding audiences that even the greatest artists can quietly carry unimaginable pain while continuing to inspire the world through their gifts. Fetty Wap. Rapper Fetty Wap, whose real name is Willie Jr. Maxwell Syke, became an international sensation in 2015 with chart-topping hits including Trap Queen 679 and My Way. His unique voice, melodic style, and rapid rise to fame earned him multiple Grammy nominations and millions of fans around the world. Yet behind the success and public recognition came a tragedy that forever changed his life: the heartbreaking loss of his young daughter. On July 31, 2021, Fetty Wap's 4-year-old daughter, Lauren Maxwell, passed away. Lauren's mother, Turquoise Miami, later confirmed that her daughter had died due to complications from a congenital heart arrhythmia, a rare medical condition affecting the heart's rhythm. The diagnosis was confirmed by the family, and there has never been credible evidence suggesting any suspicious circumstances surrounding her passing. Fetty Wap publicly mourned Lauren through emotional tributes, asking fans to keep his family in their prayers, while requesting privacy during an incredibly painful time. Friends and supporters across the music industry expressed sympathy as news of the tragedy spread. Although known for his energetic performances and confident public image, the loss revealed the deeply personal struggles hidden behind celebrity life. In the months that followed, Fetty Wap spoke sparingly about his grief, choosing instead to honor Lauren's memory quietly. Family members have continued raising awareness about congenital heart conditions while encouraging parents to seek early medical care whenever possible. The death of Lauren serves as a heartbreaking reminder that serious medical conditions can affect even the youngest children without warning. For Fetty Wap, no professional achievement could outweigh the pain of losing his daughter. Today, his story represents far more than musical success. It reflects a father's enduring love, unimaginable grief, and the difficult journey of moving forward while carrying memories that will remain part of his life forever. Davido. Global Afrobeats superstar, Davido has become one of Africa's most successful musicians, earning international acclaim through hits such as Fall, If Unavailable, and FIA. With billions of streams, sold-out concerts, and numerous awards, he helped introduce Afrobeats to audiences across the world. Yet in 2022, his extraordinary career was overshadowed by a heartbreaking family tragedy that stunned fans everywhere. On October 31, 2022, Davido and his fiancée Chioma Rowland suffered the devastating loss of their 3-year-old son, Ifeanyi Adeleke. According to Nigerian authorities, Ifeanyi accidentally drowned in the family's swimming pool at their home in Lagos after briefly being left unattended by caregivers. he was rushed to a nearby hospital where doctors sadly confirmed his death. The tragedy immediately sparked widespread grief throughout Nigeria and the international music community. Police launched a formal investigation questioning household staff and examining the circumstances surrounding the accident. Although several employees were initially detained for questioning, authorities ultimately treated the case as a tragic accidental drowning while continuing standard investigative procedures. For months following the loss, Davido withdrew almost entirely from public life. Friends described him as devastated, choosing to spend time privately with family while grieving unimaginable heartbreak. When he eventually returned to music, many fans noticed a deeper emotional perspective reflected in both his interviews and performances. Unlike many celebrity rumors that circulate online, the circumstances surrounding Afeni's death were extensively documented through official police investigations and family statements. The tragedy remains one of the most painful moments in modern African entertainment history. Today, Davido continues honoring his son's memory while rebuilding both his personal life and musical career. His story reminds the world that behind worldwide fame, chart-topping success, and sold-out arenas is a father whose greatest loss can never be measured by awards or achievements, but only by the love he continues carrying for the child he lost far too soon. Every story you've heard today reminds us of one painful truth: no amount of fame, wealth, or success can protect a parent from the heartbreak of losing a child. Behind the headlines were mothers and fathers who carried unimaginable grief while continuing to inspire millions through their strength and resilience. But which story touched you the most? Which parent showed the greatest courage in the face of unimaginable loss? We'd love to hear your thoughts and memories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this tribute, please like this video, subscribe to Golden Black Legends, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey into the remarkable lives, untold stories, and lasting legacies of Black icons who changed history forever.